The challenge now keeping the kids healthy and yes, keeping the schools open, and the biggest fear, hybrid learning. Kids once again forced to stay home and log on to their computers inside those virtual classrooms. Here with us this morning, some of the brightest minds in politics. BNC contributor Atiba Madyun, the political strategist and CEO of Indigo Consulting, Maxwell, and attorney and president of the California Black Chamber of Commerce, Timothy Allen. Simon, good morning. It is back to school next week for the teachers, the parents, and all of us now are bearing all three titles. We are parents and we are teachers these days. So, Atiba, I'll begin with you. Are we going to be able to keep our schools open and our kids in class?
Depends on what state you're in. I mean, states like Tennessee are going to continue moving forward with in person, but you've got states like New Jersey that are pushing back the start date for schools. So I think it keeps falling down back to this political divide, or whether or not you're in a Republican state or county or a Democratic state or county. I think the numbers, though, what we're going to see and what health officials are telling us is that numbers are going to continue to soar. We've seen record-breaking numbers over the last couple of days, and we're probably going to see even more numbers now that we're going into New Year's Eve, and there's still people that are going to go out and party tonight. So they're saying that the numbers now are going to continue to increase at least until the end of January and possibly back into February. This Omicron variant, it is spreading like wildfire. I think probably most viewers out there probably know at least 5 to 10 people, if not more, who right now or have over this holiday have had the virus. And so what we're also seeing is that those people are transmitting it to their children. And earlier on in this pandemic, we were saying that children seem to be stronger and were resistant. Now they're the ones who are getting sicker with this Omicron variant. So I do think that schools are going to be forced to close. The question is when, because we're seeing also increase of children who are going into hospitals with severe illness.
Bree, let me just put it out there for the kids. Our children nowadays are getting the shaft, and here's why. I can remember when my children would go to bed at night during snow season with their pajamas on backwards and inside out because they were praying for a snow day. Last month, a lot of the school system said, forget about that now. If it's bad and you can't come to school, we're just going to let you learn virtually. Gone is that celebration of Americana called the snow day. Now we have virtual and hybrid learning. Have our schools changed forever?
I think our schools have changed forever, but it's not changing forever in a good way because it's affecting teachers across the country. Teachers are quitting because our states and our legislators are not taking care of our teachers so that they can properly teach in our school systems. Hybrid learning has stressed out our teachers because if they are teaching students who are at home virtually and they're also teaching kids in a classroom, which means that if I'm teaching you both ways, I'm not able to walk around the classroom or move around the classroom to make sure that I'm able to help my students in the classroom. So hybrid learning is here, but it's also stretching teachers out, which is also making teachers quit the school system, which in turn is stressing out our educational systems across the country.
Yeah, not to mention you got school boards where people are coming wanting to duke it out with the school board members and get rid of everything that the teachers have been teaching because they say it fits into a category that didn't exist. Critical race theory. Mr. Simon, this seems to be the battle cry these days. You can't close the schools and keep the bars open. Is that a pretty good battle cry?
I think it will be. I think we're seeing a real collision of political ideas, health realities, and then, of course, the issue of race surrounding curriculum in schools. The First Amendment seems to have been abolished in many states. Freedom of education is no longer allowed. They would rather have students receive a watered-down version of this nation's history rather than the truth, and are labeling it as critical race theory, which is really more an intersection on the issue of law and race. But they found a buzzword that inflames or is red meat to a certain element of our society, and they are leveraging that. But I'm willing to wager, Dell, that as we move into this Omicron variant, which, by the way, did spike in South Africa, but as we move further and further into it, and people are looking at their children at risk, who before it was believed had the immune systems that could repel the coronavirus, I think we may see some states pivot. When it's your child, no matter how indoctrinated you are, I think there's a different view on the outcome of this deadly virus.
Atiba, I am going to politely disagree with Mr. Simon because I'm going to point to Sandy Hook. When the issue wasn't Omicron, it was violence, it was guns, it was school shootings. Everybody said when it affected the kids, all of a sudden people were going to get serious about school shootings. Guess what? They didn't. They didn't after Parkland. What has been the long-term damage to our children because of this virus?
Long-term damage, I think, is still remains to be seen. I think children are very adapting. The short-term part of this, though, is, and what comes to mind is parent-teacher associations, is that parents have not taken full responsibility within this thing. When we were talking about critical race theory, talking about all these other number of things and issues that are going on in schools, school violence in terms of gun violence, parents have to be more involved in this partnership. And I think that when we moved away as a society from having one parent that was working to two parents that were working, it took away a lot of the character of in terms of like how families are operating, because there's so much stress that's put on both parents to have to work long hours. When we're talking about whether or not schools are going to close, you're talking about bars and schools. The real political part of this is the fact that businesses want to keep those parents coming to work in person. And so all of these factors really boil down to what is important in our American culture. And whether or not it's guns, it's money. Whether or not it's keeping parents going to work, it's still money. All we have to do is continue to follow the fastest in terms of this society, in terms of money. It keeps going back to that. We keep putting those things more important than we do in terms of the fabric of the family. And right now, what we're seeing with this is children being impacted with the virus, being impacted with how they're learning. Parents have to be more involved at home with their children when they're doing hybrid learning. That takes away their time that they have to in terms of work. Parents have to be more involved in terms of what their students or their children are going through in terms of gun violence, because some of them are even responsible for those children having their hands on guns. So I think a lot of this really goes back to parenting and the culture in this country and how we look at families.